Hey everybody, this is Colton with POSGuys.com, and every day we are fielding questions from customers who are asking us what the difference is between all the different receipt printers that Epson makes. And that's a fair question. They do make a lot, but they all do slightly different things. So in this little mini episode that I thought we'd make, I'm going to break down the difference between all of Epson's sort of traditional receipt printers. So primarily we're going to be taking a look at the T88 line of printers and the T20 line of printers and sort of all the different older versions of those, and we'll break down the specs, when you might want to use one over the other, and some of the sort of special features that are built into some of these printers. So with that, I'm going to zoom you all in and let's get started. First in that list is the T20 Tri, which I have right here. This is Epson's entry-level 3-inch receipt printer, and it's probably one of the most popular receipt printers, hands down. I would say probably right behind the T88-7, which I have right here. This is their flagship. We'll get to that right after this. Being their sort of entry-level flagship product, the T20 Tri is one of the most affordable printers in their lineup, and we see it being implemented pretty much everywhere across all industries. Go down to like any store, you know, any grocery store or any sort of general retail store. There's a good chance you're going to see this. It clocks in at 9.8 inches per second on its print speed. Its predecessor, the T20 II, so triple I, the double I, this guy clocks in at about 8 inches per second, so it's going to be about 2 inches slower. They didn't really make it anymore, so not going to spend too much time mentioning it. Other than the print speed, the main difference is the color. You can see this one's a little bit darker, a little more of that black versus this is kind of commonly referred to as dark gray. Both printers are going to come with a 2-year warranty, and this model here is going to come base with USB and serial, but they also have another model that has Ethernet connectivity. So that is the T20 Tri in a nutshell, and there's a regular T20I as well, but that's quite a ways removed, so you're probably not going to see that anymore. You're probably not going to see the T20 II. The T20 Tri is probably the main thing you're going to see there. Speaking of the best seller, I will pull this guy up. This is the T88-7. Now there's also, of course, the 6 and the 5. They're commonly seen as Roman numerals. So you'll probably see T88V, VII. So don't get too tripped up by that. Just kind of keep that in mind as you're shopping. As noted, this is their flagship printer, and as such, it features some of the best specs in their lineup. You're going to get like 20 inches per second print speed on this, which is just insane. Unless you're like a really, really busy grocery store or a really high volume location, even the T20 Tri is probably going to be more than enough. But if you're looking to really overachieve, this is the guy for you. It's going to have a 4-year warranty, so double the warranty of the T20. It's also the first one we're mentioning here that has Epson's OMN Link technology. You're going to see that word thrown around a little bit. Don't get too tripped up by it. OMN Link basically refers to a suite of features and capabilities built into the printer to enhance the functionality and connectivity of the receipt printer. So it's going to give you like some extra configuration options and introduces like a few extra ports on the back here so you can connect peripherals and whatnot. Peripherals being like barcode scanners, scales, customer displays, that sort of thing. That's referred to as their hub feature. So there's the option to kind of have the receipt printer take in information from things like barcode scanners and customer displays and kind of have it routed through, the receipt printer. It's not super common. It's not used very much just because it requires your like point of sale software to integrate it, and we haven't really seen widespread integration of that feature quite yet. Though the technology is relatively new, so expect that to change, I guess, in the next couple years. But what is more useful for folks with this is that you can also use it to charge a tablet. Another big feature with the OMN Link series is something called server direct print, which is used pretty frequently. Essentially what it allows the printer to do is to retrieve print jobs from a web server and then print a receipt without requiring that printer to be connected to a POS application. So whether it be a tablet or a like a traditional desktop computer. You just got to connect this thing to the network and it'll reach out to a server and get routed out that way. And we're seeing that become really popular. We personally support quite a few softwares that are integrating that technology. So that's kind of where the industry seems to be headed. And this printer does it on basically any printer in the OMN Link lineup is going to do that as well. While we're talking about this, I won't go into too much detail on the 88.6 and the 5, just because it kind of gets into the weeds, and the 7 is probably going to be the one that you use the most. But I will mention that there is a variant of this printer called the T88VI-I. So the model before this current one. The Dash I is an intelligent printer that basically has a whole mini Windows computer built into it. That gives it a ton of extra functionality, more so than just the OMN Link. But the OMN Link sort of replaces most of that. It's not orderable anymore, so I won't spend a bunch of time covering it. But some people get the T88VI-I confused with the T88VII that would make it the 7. It's kind of tricky, but that's why I wanted to mention it, because it trips up a lot of people. So yeah. If you're kind of deciding between these two printers, print speed is basically it. And then, if your software supports the OMN Link like server direct print, then you'll have to use the 7. But otherwise, it's kind of just up to preference. Rounding off the traditional printers is the T70II. I don't have one here with me, so I'll throw some photos up on here so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. It's a bit more of an uncommon printer in the SMB space. We don't see it moving a lot in that sector, but we do see a lot of big retailers using it. The big difference is that the T70 was made to print on the front as opposed to the top, like most of these receipt printers. And we do have some people that kind of flip this on its side and do that. But the T70 is like specifically built for that. And that's going to allow it to fit into more space-constrained areas, and especially a lot of people looking to mount them under counters or into like fixtures. If you're looking to mount a printer under your counter, I would probably recommend the T70II. Otherwise, I'd probably go with the T20 Tri or the 88.7. The T70i prints at 9.8 inches per second, so equal to the T20 Tri. And it comes with a 2-year warranty. So they're basically the same, just a little bit more unique. And that's going to cap us off for today. I hope that you have learned a little bit more about the differences between these two printers and have a better understanding about which one might work best for you. If you have any other questions about which one is going to be best for your particular setup, and you want to talk to a real person, you can do that. Our phone number and email are on the screen now. Give us a call or message, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.